You know, when you just want to go like this of will this work? Will this live stream work? Hopefully it will. I'm looking at a little countdown right now on my phone. So let's see if I appear. Yay! Hello. It's been a day of StreamYard fun and a bit of a screw the patriarchy this afternoon as well. I just wanted to do a quick intro to Rebel Women Lead. I tried to do one this morning. StreamYard failed me. I recorded 15 minutes of a black screen with no audio. Woohoo! So I do exist now, thankfully. Okay, so why Rebel Women Lead? Why not, frankly? So I'm a leadership and life coach. I've been working with women leaders from project management up to VP level for quite a few years now. Inattentive ADHD, so I have the new name for portfolio career, frankly. So I've worked in lots of different sectors before becoming a coach and trainer. I've worked in higher education in different roles, community and voluntary sector. I've worked in the NHS, worked in the private sector, in media, a bit in indie film as well, publishing as well, bit of local government, bit of tech. So I've met some absolutely incredible and heard, particularly in really good conference presentations, some amazing women leaders over the years. And what I've found is that often those women leaders are getting their voice out there to a certain extent. But then I'm always, when I'm talking with my audience and my clients, kind of going, oh, have you heard of such and such? Or have you seen this book by such and such being different amazing women leaders? So Rebel Women Lead is just a part of a kind of do-it-yourself feminist leadership, right girl, experiment and see what comes up in the wash approach to a LinkedIn Live, because I wanted to do something that shows and showcases some of these amazing women leaders, all in different sectors as well. So I'm planning on doing one a month, hopefully. So this Thursday, it was going to be Marion Shaw. Unfortunately, she's had to pull out of this session. Hopefully, we'll get her in the new year again. So it's going to be Caroline Carruthers, who is an author and a data leader and is just magnificent and really good to chat with. So that's this Thursday on LinkedIn and on my YouTube channel as well. And then January is going to be Karen Dobrez, who's was heavily involved in Lewis FC and creating gender equal male and female football teams, which I think is just awesome. So talking with her about the challenges around gender equity in sport. So we've got Caroline with gender equity and challenges around leadership this Thursday, Karen in January, and then in February, community voluntary sector. So chatting with another Caroline Ridley, who's the chief exec now of Impact Initiatives, who are a big organisation down here in Brighton in the UK, where I'm based, who work with lots of different sections of the community. Really looking forward to that. So I've got kind of like the first three lined up, aiming to do them monthly. Why am I doing this? Because lots of LinkedIn Lives are kind of the thing that I hate, and I wanted to do the opposite, which is why when I started Gen X Voices a couple of years ago, that started as a sick of not hearing voices of women my age in podcasts. I started Gen X Voices. So this is similar as well. Excuse me. Cup of tea. A cup of tea and a slice of cake always goes down well. So I wanted to showcase these amazing women leaders, and I wanted to kind of share their experiences. And it's all part and parcel of me and my business, because the big vision for my business, which feels very daunting right now in these current times especially, is to eradicate gender inequality in the workplace. Because all the different sectors I've worked in, I've just seen some absolute ball duty. I'm trying not to swear because I'm not sure if it gets through LinkedIn Live and their kind of terms and conditions, hopefully, because people who know me know I'm quite sweary. So I'm doing my best to kind of like say ball duty or poo hockey or something similar. If you've got any good swear words for me to try, add them to the comments below. So what I'd seen a lot of the time is women in different sectors who don't see really good role models, don't get to hear from really good role models, and aren't championed by really good role models. It's all very well saying, you know, oh, what women need. God, I hate that phrase. Is mentoring or is, you know, more open advertising. It's like, actually, what we often need is a way in to have somebody, any gender, to be able to champion us when we're not in the room. I've had some amazing women bosses in the past, and I've had some not great women bosses as well. And I just wanted to tell you about one in particular, who was my first role model, anti-role model of how not to lead whilst being a woman. Many, many years ago, picture it, back in the 90s. I worked for the worst woman boss I've ever worked for. Patronising, micromanaging, shouty to the extreme, gaslighting before I knew that gaslighting was a thing. Basically kind of tore me down quite quickly. She was trying to be one of the boys, which in the 90s, if you lived through working in the 80s and 90s, you'll recognise what that looks like, kind of being very suited and booted, doing things in a certain way, leading in a certain way, all ego, no teamwork. Working for her, I didn't realise at the time, really, really got to me. One day I decided I had had enough. So gave my notice to her face to face. And she said to me, Suze, I think you've got a bit of a mental problem going on. I think you might be having a bit of a nervous breakdown. Spoiler alert, I wasn't having a nervous breakdown. I'd just been so berated and embarrassed and humiliated in front of clients, kind of like high status clients as well, and members of the department and the team on such a regular basis that it just all got to me. Started a new job, slightly different sector, kind of adjacent sector. Naming no names, clearly. I'm not going to start doing that. Had like a handover day, thought that all went well. Went in for my first day. Literally couldn't do it. Just froze. Sat in front of the computer and just was reduced to a wibbling mess of panic. And my brain was just going, you can't do this. You're just rubbish. You can't do this. You've proven you're rubbish in your last job. You can't do this. I went in to see my new woman boss in this new job. I was shaking, very close to tears as well. Quite a weepy person anyway, but it was very close to tears. And she literally took one look at me because I said, all I managed to say to her was, I can't do this. I can't do this. You need to get somebody else to do this job. I can't do it. I was just so in that mindset. I can't. She listened to me, took one look at me standing there shaking, got her coat, got her handbag, told me to get my coat and handbag. Remember, this is the 90s. We all had handbags. We all wore heels. We all wore suits. Good gravy. Took me out of the building, went to a local coffee place, got me a coffee. Oh, the days when I could drink coffee. Oh, the younger days. And a slice of cake. And sat me down and said to me, you know, we've done a handover day. I know, Susan, you can do this job. I know you're going to be brilliant at this job. Let's talk through what's worrying about you about it. She was the first example I had of just an amazing role model, an amazing woman leader, empathetic, kind when she needed to be, challenging when she needed to be, honest, inclusive, collaborative. All the things that I kind of try and get into my coaching and training now as well, kind of more than 30 years on. No, 1995 was like 5 years ago as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, probably you as well. Such a great role model. And 30 years on, kind of from that moment, as I said, I've met and listened to just some amazing women leaders of the similar caliber, just like, why can't we all work for them? Or why can't all leaders be like this? That was the start of this LinkedIn Live series, so that I'm creating a space where women leaders can share pretty candid stories and honest stories without libeling themselves about navigating challenges that they've had in their own sector. Whether that's dealing with mansplaining or being turned down for promotions or being the only person of any underrepresented group in a room full of people who are the majority. So it's part championing others. It's part honest conversations with women leaders that I admire and want more people to hear from. And part resonating, because it's all an experiment, with that We're the Weirdos, Mr. DIY Feminist Leadership side of me. And I want these conversations to inspire women so that it does get you thinking, oh, actually, I don't have to deal with this boo hockey. That's about as close to swearing as I'm going to get in the workplace. There are things I can do about it. There are things that I can negotiate. I can find my way through this system that is still so biased against me as a woman or as a Black woman or as a woman with disabilities or as a gay guy, you know, just any of the underrepresented groups to kind of be able to go, yeah, there is a way through this and a positive way through this. And there are many ways through this where you can lead in your own way and you can work with people in your own way and get recognised for it and still shine. You know, I'm really aware these are really poo times right now. It was my birthday week off of writing the week after the US election. And as much as I enjoyed that week, I did spend a fair bit of it worrying about my friends in the States and worrying about the state of the world as well. Because it's kind of like, oh, the Andrew Tates of the world have just won. What's next? Spent some time thinking about it all and then was kind of like, it doesn't take me long to kind of get past that. What's the point of trying, Suze? To actually go, yeah, screw it. There's a massive point in trying. There's a massive point in all of us trying. I'm a firm believer that you can all pick your one thing that you believe in or that you follow, or it's a cause or belief or a trait that becomes a part of you, whether it's kind of like your purpose or your passion or the way you're led, whatever it is. And little steps, as far as I'm concerned, do lead to big steps. So this is Rebel Women Lead. This is like my one little step at the moment to kind of like help others, not just me as well, because it will help me as well. I love, you know, I'm such a chatty person. I love having the kind of conversations I'm going to be having with some of these women. The aim is that it's going to be part of kind of the next series of Gen X Voices podcast that will be revamped probably into Rebel Women Lead. And it's going to be on my YouTube channel as well. And it's going to be forever on my LinkedIn as well. So first episode next Thursday, October, I'm just double checking the day, 28th. As I said, I'm going to be chatting with brilliant award-winning data leader and author. I'm always impressed by people that manage to actually write books, and Caroline's written more than one and they're brilliant. So written books around kind of chief data officer and kind of tech roles. She's wonderful. I saw her book at the Big Data London back over the summer, and I was like, ooh, well, that looks really good for some of my clients. So join us. We're going to be talking about challenges in the tech industry, challenges within the data sector specifically, and also looking at how she leads her way and how she's got to that point where she can be leading her way. Follow me on LinkedIn to stay updated. If you're watching this on the YouTube channel, hit subscribe to the channel. It's a really small channel at the moment. So do hit subscribe. Join us live for that on Thursday. Right now, more than ever, the world needs more mouthy women, more rebel women leading. So I can't wait to see you there. See you all on Thursday.